Hello everyone, my name is Elena. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm very excited because I have fallen into the hole of booktube and I am on the final book of the Throne of Glass series. And I just want to read it with you guys. That's all this video is going to be. Really excited. The last book I read, Tower of Dawn, literally this morning, finished it. 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it so much. Irene is my favorite character ever. And so now we're gonna read Kingdom of Ash. I don't know if this will be spoiler free, but TBD. I guess the title will tell you all you need to know. So let's just get started reading this massive book together. Okay, so the first step in this reading vlog is adding this book to my Goodreads to say that I'm currently reading Kingdom of Ash. And I am one of those weird people who likes to track my reading on Goodreads. So when I'm going throughout the book, I will just hit update progress, if you guys can see that down there, and I will put my page number off and on as I'm throughout the book to see what percentage I have done, since I'm not reading this on my Kindle. Officially gotten to page 58. It's a long process, yeah. The other book that I just read was way more exciting and more enticing than the start of this book is, but I think it's just because there's more politics in this book and I don't care. So that's my reading update for you right now. And Katie's watching as I film myself, so this is a very exciting reading update. But yeah, page 57 of 1,000. So yay, halfway there. I made the executive decision to get this on my Kindle because that book is thick and I like reading on my Kindle in bed. What can I say? I'm only on chapter 6, which is 7% of the way through. And it's rough. I think after just like really connecting with the last book and like learning more about Kale and Irene and just immersing myself in their story, it's hard for me to kind of get back into a storyline that is confusing, I guess. Like it's not as straightforward and I'm getting everyone's point of view and it's kind of overwhelming my brain. So I can tell it's gonna take me a very long time to read. However, I'm still really excited. I'm just like, also, this is a daunting task, but I think it's only because it's a big book. I think having it on my Kindle, I'll fly through it a little faster. But yeah, right now I'm not super into it. I'm not like hating it or anything. I'm just not vibing really highly right now. It's kind of boring, not gonna lie. So that's where I'm at right now, but I'm sure things will heat up. I'm sure they will. This is going to be like the least flattering portion of this video because it is a lazy day today and I am determined to finish this Kingdom of Ash book. I have not gotten very far. I'm on chapter 37, which sounds far, but it's 37 out of 100 something and I haven't had time to read, so I am going to be doing my laundry and listening to the audiobook version because I was not about to finish this book unless I had the audiobook version to go between. So we're on chapter 37. Let's do some laundry and keep listening. I'm actually really into the story right now. Like I'm really interested in what's going on and I'm enjoying Aylin's storyline kind of. Like I'm a little petty. I'm like, all right, let's go. But I am enjoying it and I'm hoping like they all come back together soon, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen until the end of the book. But hey, as long as my storylines get tied up beautifully in a bow, it's fine. Like, I trust her writing skills. So I'm expecting someone to die. I don't know when they'll die or how they'll die. But Fenris is thriving, so am I. So that's really all that's going on. I was going to do this spoiler free and I was also going to do this timed, but I just haven't had time to like sit down and read. So I X-nayed the timer portion. I'm so sorry. But I also realized I could not do this spoiler free because this book is so good and it made me laugh when Karen died a little bit because I was like, wow. The way that it happened was so much tea. Anyways, still chapter 37, Let's do some laundry.
Owen didn't fail to note the sheen in her eyes as she stooped to gather more gold. Done for Aelin? She killed Connell. Yet Aelin continued jewels into her pockets. Mingling with something Rowan couldn't trace. But now...
I'm about to make lunch, but this part is so cute. Let's listen.
Many unspoken words lay between them. Yet now was not the time for that conversation. The vows they'd sworn, Rowan said with a half smile. Hand, and he tried not to shudder in relief. Tried not to fall to his knees as she slid the ruby ring onto his finger.
Adorable.
To whatever end. A reminder and a vow. More...
So I've achieved it. I've made it to chapter 44, and I feel like I'm trekking along, but I also feel like I'm nowhere close to the finish line or the middle line. So I've literally just been reading all day. That's literally all I've been doing, reading and doing just random adulty chores and listening to the book. To be fair, I've been busy, so like I've gotten a decent-ish chunk of the way through. I'm not excited for the war part, but I mean, I guess it's like kind of already ensuing. But I'm really invested in like what's gonna happen to the people. Like, how are they gonna end off? Because, spoiler alert, Lorcan just gave Aelin the blood oath. And also, can we talk about, please talk about Manon's speech to the 13. Chef's kiss, brilliant. I almost cried. Literally so cute. Like, I love these books because I love how Sarah J. Maas writes, but I also love like the hope in the darkness kind of vibes that all of them have had since the beginning. Like how they're talking about like there's still a beautiful world out there amidst chaos. That just warms my heart so much, and so I really love it. So we're on chapter 44. Got lots of chapters left to go, but I'm really excited, and let's keep trucking along, guys. We got this. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, okay? This is like some Inception type stuff happening. We good, y'all. We good. It was just a dream. I'm so stressed right now. I need a minute. What is going on? I need to know what happens. Okay, I'm currently about to start chapter 48. Oh, there's still so many chapters left. Oh, but it's so good. You guys need to read all of these books. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, so good. I have never in my life had such like an aggressive reaction when reading books like this series. And now I'm really attached to the characters, so if they do die, I'm gonna be really sad. And I think they just did. But we'll check. We'll check back. We'll circle back. I need to read a little more and then we'll give you an update. It's now like officially 10:30, 11 at night. And I was gonna try to finish this whole book tonight. But honestly, I got so far through. Like, I was only on chapter 30. And I'm a slow reader, guys. And I'm almost on chapter 60. So I think I'm going to take a pause for tonight. We're on page 499. And I'm really enjoying all of the battle scenes happening right now. Remember when I said I was going to go to bed? Lorcan just died. I think he died. I'm pretty sure he died. Oh, you guys have fuzz on you. I'm pretty sure he just died. That was so abrupt. Like, it just happened. Like, all of a sudden he was fighting, and then he was like, ooh, I'm gonna be cocky. I'm gonna, like, shoot these guys with my hands, and then he died. I'm shook. Like, I'm actually kind of shook. I didn't expect that to happen. But now I feel like I have to keep reading because I need to know if he's really dead or not. Because I thought Lysandra died. She didn't. She was fine. We're going to read chapter 59. We're going to do it. Because then we'll end at an even number. And I'm really hoping they tell me if he's dead or not. Because I'm shook. Like, literally, it says that his sword was plunged into his gut. So I'm assuming, like, how do you come back from that? You know what I mean? Let's read on. We're going to read on, guys. I can't leave it like this. Like, I really can't. And I also look like an alien right now, and my skin is breaking out, and this is just like a whole moment. This is a vulnerability moment between you and I. So I'm really happy you're here. Let's keep reading. Guys, I finished the entire Throne of Glass series. I stayed up until 2 a.m. the other night, and I finished Kingdom of Ash on my Kindle. We need to decompress together. So I rate overall the entire series a 5-star. It was so good. I legitimately have not enjoyed a fantasy series ever, and this was my first one, and it was just the best to start off on. It was so entertaining. I got really attached to the characters, and I was kind of bitter that it was 8 books, and then I was like, no, I am so invested in these story and plot lines now, like, it needs to be more books than 8 books. Let's talk about my favorite books and my least favorite books. So I'm currently moving, so everything I own is just in boxes scattered around my room. But I have my Kindle, but these are the downloaded books on my Kindle. I downloaded 5 on my Kindle, and I went between Kindle, audiobook, and paperback book. So it took me a while to get through the series. I think I would say started 6 months ago. So it's taken me a while to kind of get through it, but my goal was to finish the series by 2024. So I definitely completed that goal, so that's really exciting. The first book I really did enjoy. The first book kind of kicked it all off for me, like the curiosity factor. Throne of Glass, the first book. Sorry, I don't have the real books. The first book, I loved the first book. It was really interesting and entertaining, but I was kind of like, I could go either way. I could take it or leave it. The first book, I'll rate like a 3.5 stars because it was good and I loved it and I would recommend it to people. Obviously, because the series is a 5-star, but it wasn't like my most favorite book. Then we get into the next book. The second book was genuinely my favorite book in the entire book series. Crown of Midnight, so good. I feel like you learn so much more about who Selena is. I feel like you learn more about, you know, Kale, and you learn more about Dorian, and I loved the romance plot. I loved the mysteriosity that went with her, and in the end of that book you find out that Selena is Aelin, and that shook me. Like, that was like, I need to finish this book series. 5 stars. I loved that book. 6 stars. Like, probably one of my favorite books ever. Like, it was just so good, and I loved every fighting sequence, and I loved the first 2 books because I really enjoyed being in the castle the whole time. I just found it really intriguing, and so I was a little sad when we moved away from the castle, but altogether 5 stars. Book 2 was 5 stars. Then after book 2 we go to book 3, which was Crown of Midnight. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like remember a ton about this book. It wasn't my favorite book of all time, but I didn't hate it. It was fine. Learn more of the storyline, whatever. It's great. It's fine. Book number 4, Heir of Fire. It was good. You know, it was good. She was stellar. She was solid. I honestly couldn't tell you a lot of the plot points from the individual books. So I can't really rate them in star form because I forget what happens in all of them at this point. I know a lot of people liked Queen of Shadows. I didn't love it. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't love it. I will say, it's kind of funny how it worked out. The even number books were my favorite books, except Empire of Storms. Like, I did appreciate Empire of Storms, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it wasn't my favorite, and I think that's just because it was a lot of being in a boat and traveling, and I didn't love it a ton. But Queen of Shadows, was good. No, oh my gosh, okay, shut up. I just remembered what the whole plot of Heir of Fire was. Heir of Fire, when she's learning about like her Fae heritage and going through just like the darkest moments of her life, that book was a 5-star, but when I initially read it, I hated it. Like, I remember like not finishing it. I was like halfway through and I was like, this is the worst book I've read in the series. And then the more I got through it, I was like, this is like my favorite. This is so sweet. And just the way that her and Rowan interact and the way that she just like fights for light in the darkness, loved it so much. I liked watching her kind of grow more into a person and become more of a warrior-esque, beautiful, amazing woman. Like, it was just, I loved that book a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it was so good. And I'm pretty sure Nehemiah dies in book 3, so that book was good. I don't think I liked it as much. It wasn't my favorite. Then book 5, Empire of Storms, already said, meh, it was fine, whatever, not too much to say. Then my other 5 stars, I loved Tower of Dawn, which I think is unpopular. I know you're supposed to read Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn as like a tandem read type thing. And when I reread the series, I'll definitely be doing that. But I initially just read them as standalone books by themselves. Tower of Dawn. I love Irene. Like, she's probably one of my absolute favorite book characters ever. And getting to go between her and Kael's perspective was so awesome. So that was a 5-star. Like, I initially wasn't super excited because I wanted to follow the plot line from Empire of Storms more thoroughly and just kind of like get into the ending of it. But I love that we took the time to get to really know Kael and get to know Irene and see their relationship blossom. It was just like, it was so heartwarming because like Kael and Irene kind of get a book together of their love story. And then in Heir of Fire, we see Rowan and Aylin's love story. And it was just really beautiful. Like, I loved that book so much. And then obviously Kingdom of Ash, 5 freaking stars. It was probably like one of my favorite books that I've ever read. And I'm saying they're all my favorite because they really are. Just adore this series. Like, guys, 10 out of 10. You have to read this book series. Okay, so since we've established that I loved this book series and that everyone needs to read it, I think I also established that I love fantasy books. So I went to Target yesterday and I picked up 4 fantasy books. And guys, I'm so excited. And if you want another reading video of me reading through these, let me know, because I think they're all series. So let's read more together. This is probably like my favorite video that I've filmed besides travel videos. So I'm so excited. So let me just show you guys my haul. It's like really random. But one of my friends actually said she's reading the Aragon series. So I wanted to check it out. Like, I have never read it. It's called Book 1 in the Inheritance Cycle. So never read it. I don't know what it's about. Dragons. I think they're all about dragons. So if you guys want to read this with me, let me know, because I'm intrigued. Like, I fell in love with Abraxas, so I feel like I could fall in love with more dragons, you know? This book that one of my other friends was telling me about as an audiobook, like, oh, we should read this as an audiobook, called Divine Rivals. And I've seen all of these on Book Talk and BookTube and stuff. I don't know what any of them are about. I'm not gonna lie to you. 2 young rival journalists find love through a magical connection. They must face the depths of hell in a war before gods to seal their fate forever. So, intrigue. I have heard so much hype about Fourth Wing, and I wasn't gonna fall into the hype, guys. Like, I really wasn't. But first of all, the cover's pretty, so it sold me. Second of all, I'm just intrigued, and I also think this is about dragons. It says, enter the brutal and elite world of a war college for dragon riders, from New York Times bestselling author Rebecca Yarros. So I'm excited. I kind of did want the black sprayed edges with like the dragons in the middle, but Target didn't have that version, so it's okay. The last book to our queen, Sarah J. Maas. I've really wanted to read her Crescent City series, so I picked up the first book in the Crescent City series. It's called House of Earth and Blood, and I'm just really intrigued. Like, I don't know what they're about. It's like a half fae, half human, so kind of like Aelin, and it just like follows her life, and she has some sort of thing going on, and I don't know. I love the way that Sarah J. Maas writes. Like, I think it's really detailed, and I don't know. I just love the themes of the books that I read by her. So I've been with her for 8 books, so might as well finish strong and read her next little series. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching this video. I love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this little read along. If you guys want to see more, let me know. Even if you don't let me know, I'm definitely going to do more because I think this is so much fun and I think it's awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Go read, have fun. I love you. Enjoy your day. Mwah.